Welcome to the 2016-2017 football season with Betsafe. Now, normally, of course, I would say to you, we are the two Mikes. But as you can see, I am only the one Mike. Now, why is that, you're asking yourself? Well, look at me. I'm dressed like a football fan, like a football supporter should be dressed during the football season in England. So where's old MG, the other Mike? Well, you wouldn't believe it. He's on a beach somewhere in the Mediterranean. In the Balearics. What a load of Balearics that is. Football fans look like this. They don't look like people running round in shorts. More of that later. I want to tell you why this season is going to be the most exciting Premier League season we've ever had. To start off with, we've got the world's greatest managers here. We've also now got some of the world's greatest players. Young Pogba coming to Manchester United at the tender age of 23 means that players in their prime from Europe are now coming to the Premier League. What does it all mean? Well, it means that after Leicester broke the mould last season, I'm saying up to 9 different teams could win the Premier League this season. Yes, 9 different teams. Who are those teams? Let me list them to you. Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, West Ham, Spurs, Everton, Liverpool. That's only 8. Who's the other one? Oh, I know. It's Leicester, of course, who are the current Premier League champions. Now, Leicester are at 28-1 to repeat that. Ooh, long odds those, but could they surprise us again like they did last season? I think that's worth thinking about. Everton are my team. They are 99-1 with Betsafe to win the Premier League. Very long odds, but of course, if you're supporting your team, if your heart is where your team should be, you might fancy a few bob on that. So who are favourites then to win the Premier League? With Betsafe, it's City at 12-5, okay? United 3-1. Now, United have made some arch signings, some key signings. The young boy Pogba we've already talked about. Ibrahimovic is going to be such a thrilling player. He may only last 1 or 2 seasons, but he could be vital. I think that will give United a big edge. But of course, then they've got to cope with Chelsea. Now, Chelsea are reinvigorated. The team that's going to win the Premier League could be the team that's made the top signings. Manchester City, of course, the favourites at 12-5 with John Stones, £50 million from Everton. I'd say that's good business for Everton, but it does make City potentially very strong at the back. Now, what else should we be looking for? What we should be looking for is the top scorer in this season. And the top scorer, in my view, is going to be probably, although you don't have to be the brain of Britain to work this out, the boy who comes from the Premier League champions. Does that mean Aguero? Aguero with Betsafe 7-2 to be the leading scorer. Or could it be another player from Leicester? I don't think so, because that could be as long as maybe 20-1 for a player from Leicester to be the leading scorer. However, Harry Kane at 13-2 is not a bad bet at all. Spurs are always going to be in the mix this season. But my favourite for nominating a leading scorer is a man I've already mentioned, man in a red shirt now at United, and that's Mr. Ibrahimovic. I think he's going to thrill us all. The first game's, of course, so important in this Premier League season. Who am I looking for there to get to a great start? Well, what about Chelsea, Leicester and United with Betsafe? If all 3 win, 11-2. 11-2 for all 3 of those teams to take maximum points on their opening fixture, okay? The other ones that I'm looking for are the great doubles that could happen this season. For instance, Manchester City, supposing they do win the Premier League, as Betsafe are saying they could, and then win the Champions League. Because let's face it, their manager has been brought to their club because he, of course, has fantastic experience in winning things in Europe, as well as at Barcelona. And, of course, he could take them to their first ever Champions League trophy. If that comes off, it's a 49-1. That's what they're talking about for the double. And 5-1 for City to beat Manchester United twice, i.e., home and away. Now, please remember, Betsafe, of course, have a arrangement with Manchester City. We're an official betting partner with Manchester City, so we will be focusing on them throughout the season, as well, of course, as the other 19 teams in the Premier League. Let me remind you, to win it, you must be in it. To be in it, you can win it. And you can do all of that with Betsafe.